Hey everybody, one of Wisdom here. It is now Thursday, September 13th, just a little after midnight. And what we have here, of course, if you've been following along, you probably know, is round 5 recap of our first ever Skylanders Battle Tournament. This one, again, it was based on fan vote on a poll of who was your favorite Skylander. Of course, they were ranked 1 through 32, obviously. First being Warnado, 32nd being Boomer. And then basically just staggered the brackets again, where Warnado in theory numerically has the easiest time. The toughest time of a top seeded bracket would have been the 4 seed Sunburn, and that's basically how it went down. This is again essentially round 5, if you will. It's technically the championship, but as you can tell by the Portal of Power, it came down to our last two Skylanders here, the number 2 seed Camo and the number 5 seed Ignitor. So, pretty happy there. Numerically, everything kind of panned out. Again, Sunburn did make it pretty far, just fell short in the 4 seed championship. And then, of course, Terrafin came through from the 1 seed bracket. Ignitor took him out. So that's kind of how you have that. And then, of course, Camo was our only 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed that actually came down. And just, as you can kind of see in the shot there, Whirlwind, Sonic Boom, Cinder, and then, of course, Bash. But obviously these two both have a very big fan base. Each one of them had a couple of tough matchups. Just to kind of recap this one, we'll start with Ignitor since he is the lower seed at number 5. First round, this was kind of like I've always dubbed it, slash and burn. He actually took out Stump Smash. Second round, continuing wreaking havoc on the life element, he took out Stealth Elf. Again, that was still one of the battles I kind of thought might have gone a different way. And then in the 4 seed championship, if you will, took down Sunburn. And then playing against the winner of the 1 seed, which of course put him on the Portal of Power here in the championship, he actually beat Terrafin. Generally, we saw Ignitor taking home just a huge chunk of the vote. He was always over 3/5. His closest matchup was actually against Terrafin. Believe it was 119 to 91, basically a 56-43 ratio, just under 3/5 of the vote. That'll come into play here in a second. That's the reason I mentioned the specific numbers. But Camo on the other side, he had our number 2 seed. He was right behind Warnado in who was your favorite Skylander poll we ran a couple months ago. And round 1 took out Whirlwind. Round 2 actually took down Sonic Boom. Then in round 3 took out Cinder. And Bash was up next. Basically, this is who determined who would come in from the 2 and 3 brackets to get there. And it was, of course, Camo that prevailed over Bash. That set our final up again, pretty obvious at this point. We had the number 5 seed Ignitor coming in against the likely winner, number 2 Camo, if you're playing the numbers here. And the way things panned out, we had, I believe, a combined 209 votes, I believe. Very close for quite a while. First 3 or 4 days, it was kind of back and forth. Camo did actually have a lead for quite some time. And then as fate would have it, or people spread the word more on one side, perhaps, people like Ignitor a little bit better, or maybe, they're a big Slam Bam fan. Or it could be you really like Whirlwind, Sonic Boom, or Cinder, or Bash, and kind of take it out on the person that eliminated them type deal. But nonetheless, what we saw is Ignitor continuing to wreak havoc on the life element. If you recall, round 1 it was Stump Smash, round 2 it was Stealth Elf, and in round 3 we basically saw Ignitor take down Camo. That means that Ignitor, our number 5 seed in the original Who is Your Favorite Skylander poll, is actually our Skylanders Battle Tournament Champion. Again, I wanted to point out he did that with 119 votes to Camo's 90. That's 56%. And if you recall, against Terrafin, he won 119 to 91. Almost identical numbers. Terrafin actually garnered one more vote than Camo. So again, it's kind of a freak deal to have numbers that close together, but a 56-43 margin, just shy of the 3/5 that he maintained in the early rounds. And to win the championship, he essentially took out 3 life element Skylanders. His closest battle, of course, was with Terrafin, and then he just basically cleaned house with Sunburn. So for all the Ignitor fans out there, you can be happy. He has basically come through. Can't really say he was an underdog being the number 5 seed, but you might have expected Sunburn or Camo in particular being the number 2 seed. But like I said, I think people genuinely voted who they think would win the battle, not just necessarily their favorite. So that is it. That is the wrap-up of our Skylanders Battle Tournaments. Again, want to thank everybody that voted or participated, left your comments, and where we are at now. It's basically just like I said. Obviously, this one's wrapped up and closed. What I intend to do now is keep this going. Obviously, with 200 votes this far into it, just this tournament alone would have been 10 weeks. I think a lot of people, once their favorites got eliminated, kind of slacked off, and then just with the fewer matchups, it's a little harder to kind of get the word out, and of course sometimes you forget about things, but bottom line, for 10 weeks, time to pass, and we still have over 200 votes. I feel like it's justification. There's enough people that genuinely enjoy this type of thing to keep doing it. And to go along with that, and just kind of as a thanks to the people that are still, trekking along, voting, trying to make the most of this, I will actually be pulling the battles from comments or suggestions people make on the blog, YouTube, Facebook. As you know, I've basically since June been insanely busy. Like I said, I have been kind of combing the comments, on the battle videos, seeing what people want. Might rehash a few of the close ones, Stealth Elf and Drobot, for example. And do have some, it's June's really the last time I recorded a lot, but since then, I've actually gotten to record a little bit. As you know, you have to have 2 players, which is kind of hard for me, seeing how I do most of this in the early morning hours. But I have recorded quite a bit of footage of Skylanders Battle Tournaments. I don't think any of them are commentated, but kind of be just a potluck type deal where I'll just kind of throw them out there. There are a few that we, friend and myself, actually kind of scripted as a tournament, and kind of went through round by round just like this, sometimes 16, sometimes 32. Kind of get those out, sort of map them out in the description for you. Cool thing about that, I'll get to showcase, one of the upgrade paths, say with Camo, if you did Melon Master or something, I'll have the firecracker vines. You can kind of get a feel for what that's like. But again, that's basically where we're at. I'll sort of go from there. There may be a video coming shortly. Just try to get a few more suggestions. I'm still torn at this point in time whether or not to do a tournament type setup again, or maybe just kind of pick out some stuff I think would be really good matchup type scenarios. But that is basically it. Again, main thing I want to say is thanks to everybody, who kind of made this happen, voted. Like I said, I feel like 200 votes after a 10-week time span. At least some of you are still enjoying it. In the battle mode, I've actually gotten to kind of get a new appreciation for some of the Skylanders, in particularly Stump Smash. He is never really anyone's favorite very often, especially compared to some of the more popular Skylanders, but I will say that he's a force to be reckoned with in battle mode, in my opinion. But we'll kind of take that. I might do some stuff with the videos that are recorded, sort of stage some of that, maybe a couple at a time type scenario. But I won't go into too much detail there. Main thing, we had our basically 5-round tournament. This was a championship. Stretched across 10 weeks. Had tons and tons and tons of votes. Again, thanks for everybody for helping out, making that happen. And ultimately, based on this bracket, which again was who is your favorite Skylander poll conducted earlier, we had the winner emerge as the number 5 seed Ignitor. If you want backlog and kind of go back, see how everything panned out, or monitor close matchups, if you click the link in the description, it actually takes you back to the blog. I kind of have all the poll numbers and everything up for you. But that way you can kind of relive it, see how everything went down, maybe get some ideas for future matchups. But again, feel free to comment what you think, what you would have liked to have seen, come through. Here lately, I think even just a couple of minutes ago, I had somebody say they wanted Camo to win. But nonetheless, like I said, we will try to set this up and make another one, and we will just leave it at that. So as always, thanks for watching. If you see this between now and the morning, I think it's 10 Eastern, so it'll be 9 my time, 7 for the people on the West Coast. Maybe you can catch it before school or something if you live out west. But the Wii U details will be released tomorrow in a press conference in New York City. It's actually, of course, going to be Japan first, and then that kind of correlates over here, the New York City event. But 10 a.m. on the East Coast, 7 on the West Coast, 9 and 8 for all of us here in the middle. But that'll kind of finally be when we get a solid street date when they're going to release it. More importantly, the price, maybe a little bit more on specs and the exact launch lineup, or at least should be a couple of their marquee titles. Me personally, I'm thinking that it will be the 11th of November, maybe the 18th. And I am hoping for $249.99. Not sure that that'll happen, but you can feel free to throw up what you think there too. And just as a bonus, since you're still watching what is probably too long of a video to just say Ignitor won, anybody that posts up who they think I will be using in the 100cc playthrough on Mario Kart Wii, again, that'll start with part 9. It is edited. It's been edited for months. I just, kind of been busy. But you should kind of have an idea who I can use. Obviously, not all the characters are available since it's a blind playthrough on a new save file. But if you get that right, I'll mention you in a video, subscribe to you, add you on Twitter, whatever you really want me to do. Something simple like that. I'd love to give you a Wii U or something, but that might be hard to do, and I don't really have that kind of money. So they always said it's the little things that count, and like I said, since you watched this the whole way through, again, if you can correctly guess who I will be using in part 9 of Mario Kart Wii, feel free to post it up, and the first person that gets it, I'll kind of go from there, and basically whatever simple you come up with, I'll try to make happen. So I will quit rambling. Pretty excited to kind of get solid information on when the Wii U will become available. More importantly, for those of us trying to avoid the havoc that is holiday shopping, should probably have some pre-order options start to come out. So I will have that up on the blog. I'll probably tweet it shortly after it happens, if not during it. Kind of see what I can do with work and everything. But keep your eyes open for that, and if you're interested in the Wii U, I'll try to have some information on that for you. But again, thanks to everybody that participated in the Skylanders Battle Tournament. I will keep it going. If you have any great ideas for battles, by all means post up. We will do our best to make it happen. As always, thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, whichever you prefer. Also, a few of you have found me on Google+, kind of really like the layout there. But we will catch you next time and see what we have in store for our second round of Skylander Battle Tournaments.